Okay, what is good everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Blizzard's here. Today we are going to be reacting to Ed Sheeran's latest album, Equals. Now this got released today, but you would have heard me talking about this album in my previous videos, so you can already tell that I'm pretty hyped and excited for today. It's going to be the same structure as always in terms of reacting to albums. I'm actually taking a break from reacting to ABBA albums at the moment, just to film this. So look, I apologize. I'm not running away from ABBA. I'm sticking on the topic, but today is just one of those days where you have to save a spot for another artist, you know? Before we jump into it, I wouldn't be too familiar with Ed Sheeran's work. You know, similar to Adele, similar to ABBA, you know, I would know Ed Sheeran's big hits, okay? But I've never listened to like an Ed Sheeran album in its full entirety before. So this is going to be the first time ever I actually sit down and react to a full Ed Sheeran album. So look, no more chit chat, we're just going to jump straight into the video and into the reaction, into the first track. Yeah. Okay, so the first one is called Tides. Tides. Let's go. Let's go. Just gonna turn it up a bit.
Everything has changed, but I am still the same somehow. You know I've never been afraid of death, but now I wanna see the things that haven't happened yet. I still love getting out of my mind, I should cut it down. I still know people I don't like and I should cut them out. I feel embarrassed about the things that I did in my youth. Stops to still.
Oh, beautiful.
When you are in my arms, it always will. And life is changing. When you are in my arms, it always will. And life is changing. Tide.
Okay. Nice opener. You know, first time reacting to an Ed Sheeran album. The opening track is really nice. Now the themes of this album, Ed Sheeran, you know, he went on like a little bit of a break from music and he had a kid. This album in summary is about life, you know, and this song especially, Tides. So it's really about how his life changed. He's basically saying like before this, you know, he didn't really care what he'd done. He didn't really care about death, you know, but seeing as he has this new challenge to face and that he has this new kid and he basically has a family now, he doesn't want to let it all go. He doesn't want to die. He has a new perspective on life. And he wants to cherish the moments he has now, which is actually beautiful. And that little slow kind of acoustic part throughout the song, where do we hear it now?
When you
Here.
are in my arms, it always will.
That's just fantastic. Breathtaking. It gives you goosebumps. It's really emotional. Life is changing. You know? It's really, yeah, it's really like just cherish what you got, you know, sort of get over the barrier of your past, get over the obstacle, and just enjoy what you have at the moment. That's kind of what I've gathered from the song. It's very emotional, but I feel like he's kind of at ease now. It's like him kind of calming down and settling into life, and really just appreciating what he has. The double drums, guitar. When you are in my arms, it always will. Life is changing. So, you know what I mean? It's just an emotional roller coaster, that one is. Because you have the kind of slow acoustic bit, and then it kind of builds up momentum into the chorus. And it's just very powerful. Very powerful. Okay, let's go on to Shivers. I've heard Shivers. I even reacted to Shivers on the channel. But let's just vibe to it for a bit.
I took an arrow to the heart. I never kissed a mouth that tastes like yours. Strawberries and something more. Ooh yeah, I want it all. Lipstick on my guitar. Fill up the engine, we can drive real far. Go dancing underneath the stars. Ooh yeah, I want it all. Back when we'll say, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're closer, give me the shivers. Oh baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. Baby, you burn so hot, you make me shiver with the fire. You got this thing we started, I don't want it to stop. You know you make me shiver. Baby, you burn so hot, you make me shiver with the fire. You got this thing we started, I don't want it to stop. You know you make me shiver. Ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're closer, give me the shivers. Oh baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. Oh no, say, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're closer, give me the shivers. Oh baby, you wanna dance till the sunlight cracks. And when they say the party's over, then we'll bring it right back. Hey.
That, my friends, was Shivers, and when I first heard it, I just fell in love with it. This was released after. It was released after Bad Habits. Was it released before or after Visiting Hours? I think it was after Visiting Hours, actually. But this song, when I first heard it, and even, you know, it's on the channel, so you can see my reaction. It's just brilliant. It's brilliant. And with Ed Sheeran, like from what I know about Ed Sheeran, he has a very interesting way, like songwriting wise, kind of describing romance. It's a romantic song, but it's taking a more upbeat and sort of punchy approach. You know, it's very danceable. You can totally dance to this. From the music I've listened to by Ed Sheeran, that's sort of his like trademark in a way, to kind of, when he's like romanticizing a song, it's always very catchy. It's always very upbeat and groovy and a vibe, you know? So that's what I feel with this song. It's kind of expressing his love and his kind of romantic side, but in a more disco-like approach. And I've never heard, like, even Bad Habits and Shivers, I've never heard anything like those songs from Ed Sheeran in the past. A lot of artists take like different approaches when they have made a lot of albums. You know, when they kind of reach a certain peak, they sort of kind of change up their style. And you see this like with Lord. You know, a lot of people felt that Solar Power was a completely different approach than her previous albums, a totally different style. And then some people, from what I've heard, Adele's new single, Easy on Me, it's like she's taking a different approach as well. So I feel like when artists kind of reach a certain peak, they want to try and change up the game. And I feel like it's the same with, older artists as well, like Bruce Springsteen, right? Maybe back in 1991, 1992, when he released the Lucky Town and Human Touch album, they were completely different from what he has ever done beforehand. And when those came out, not a lot of people really enjoyed them. They thought they weren't his best work. Me personally, they are in my top 10 albums. I love those albums, but for other people, they felt that he lost his touch with those ones. And I'm not saying now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying because Ed Sheeran is changing up his touch here that this is going to be a bad album. Not at all. Sometimes when people change up their touch, when they change up their approach, their style, there's a better outcome when an artist does that. It just depends on what kind of way you do it and how the fans and the audience take it, I guess. But usually, man, it shouldn't really matter what the critics and audience think. It's down to you. It's down to the artist. If you feel you want to change up whatever you want to change up, that's down to yourself, You shouldn't be making music in the minds of the audience. Like, oh, I should write this because I know my fans and the audience and the critics are going to love this. Write for yourself. And that's what Ed Sheeran is doing here. He's writing for himself. His kind of journey and his passions and what he has at the moment. Alright, next up we have First Times.
I thought it'd feel different playing Wembley, 80,000 singing with me is what I've been chasing, 'cause this is the dream. When it was all over, I cleared out the room, grabbed a couple beers, just me and you. Then we start talking the way that we do. The first kiss, the first night, the first song that made you cry, the first drink, red wine on a step in Brooklyn. I still feel the first fight. We both made it out alive, and I can't wait to make a million more first times. I can't wait to make a million more first times.
The violin.
Ain't it funny how the simplest things in life can make a man? Little moments that pass us by. Oh, but I remember. First kiss, first night, first song that made you cry, first dance, moonlight in your parents' garden. I can't wait to see everything that's yet to be. A first child and then a million more first times.
First child. Yeah, it was more acoustic than anything. Like when you go to Shivers and Tides, there wasn't much instrumental used or synths used within First Times. It was more like an acoustic performance, and I felt obviously that was intentional because it's very personal. Yeah, you had like the... One second there now. Sorry, I'm going on to bad habits. Go back here. Yeah, you have the simple guitar,
All over, I cleared out the room, grabbed a couple beers.
You have like two guitars, And then towards the end, then the violins kind of come into play. Well, I think they're violins, but yeah. Just talking about the themes of the song. Okay. Obviously, at the beginning, when he was saying, playing at Wembley, and 80,000 people watching me. And I kind of, I get what he means. Like, when he was at a young age, he always dreamt of being big and singing at, Wembley, for example. But, 80,000 people watching me, and that's what he strived for. But he realized, and he came to realize, that he doesn't really want that anymore. Like, he obviously loves that, but that's not what he strives for no longer. He enjoys doing it, but what he enjoys more is first times, is spending time with his loved ones and kind of experiencing these small, simplistic first times, like he mentioned there, going to the chorus.
Made you cry. The first drink, red wine.
First drink,
on
red
a
wine.
Step in Brooklyn, I still feel the first fight. We both
First fight. So, like, it's all the first times, what they've done. It could be something small, it could be something big, but they're the times he appreciates more than success. He wants to kind of be there for his family now. And that's a beautiful message. Very powerful, and a very emotional tune. Very emotional. I feel like this album is going to be a lot more emotional, but we're getting through it. Bad Habits. The Bad Habits. Let's go.
Every time you come around, I can't say no. Every time the sun goes down, I let you take control. I can feel the paradise before my world implodes. And tonight had something wonderful. My bad habits lead to late nights, sitting alone, conversations with a stranger I barely know, swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use, or do my bad habits lead to white eyes stare into space? My bad habits lead to you. We took the long way round and burned till the fun ran out. I got nothing left to lose or use, or do my bad habits lead to white eyes stare into space? And I know I lose control of the things that I say. Yeah, I was looking for a way out, now I can't escape. Nothing happens after two. It's true, my bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you. My bad habits lead to you.
Bad Habits, brother. Yeah, the reason I was just singing along to that song is because everybody heard it, and there's no need for me to really listen to the song because I already listened to it before. Bad Habits, basically it's about just shaking off bad habits. There's nothing much to say about that song. It's a classic. It came out a couple of months ago. The video is wacko. Well, when I say wacko, it's a really well done video. A lot of money went into it, I'd say. But when the song first, like when it first was released, I just listened to it on repeat. I was very, very impressed. Very impressed. Because back then, when it first came out, I wasn't even a fan of Ed Sheeran. So I was just utterly impressed. I was like, whoa, bravo, bravo. If I'm going to make a bold statement, I actually slightly prefer Shivers to Bad Habits. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because Bad Habits gets played on repeat everywhere and maybe I hear it too much, but that's not really the case. It's more, I don't know, I feel like Shivers is just more of a vibe for me so far. But like in terms of First Times and Tides, like they're just great tunes, and First Times is just it's so emotional, like the message behind it, the amount of instruments used within the song, like
Falling over everything to reach the first time spark.
you know, the double drums or the drums.
It started on the neon lights and then it all got dark.
Kind of like the guitar, and piano. There's even a piano in there, I don't know, but
My bad habits lead to late nights and then
anyway, it's a very disco-esque song. I'd say like any disco you go into, any club, well nowadays seeing as they're open, Bad Habits is going to be playing at some stage, maybe twice throughout the night. But what, just stick with me for a second. Tides had a very kind of powerful chorus, very kind of rock in a way, like, you know, but what I'm trying to say is Bad Habits and Shivers, the variation between those and the variation between like First Times and Tides, they're all completely different. Like First Times had that more acoustic touch. Bad Habits is very kind of techno, disco, you know what I mean? Upbeat, fast paced. Shivers more on, you know, the romantic side. But still, like, a lot of instruments were used there too. So it's just the approach taken in each song so far. And for people who are familiar with my channel, something I love is a fresh experience in each track. And that's what we are getting so far. I'm impressed. He's kind of giving his all with these songs and the songwriting, that he's really kind of singing from the heart and kind of expressing all these personal thoughts, you know. It's very meaningful, and not a lot of artists do that, you know. A lot of artists kind of would mix reality with fiction, and they wouldn't really give you the full story of what's going on with their lives. But with Ed Sheeran, it's just like he's opening up this casket of thoughts and kind of messages that he's like willing to express to us all, you know, what he was going through and what he's feeling now. And that's just top class. What a gentleman. Okay, we are going on to number 5, which is called Overpass Graffiti. Nice beat.
this is a dark parade, another rough patch to rain on, to rain on. I know your friends may say this is a cause for celebration. Hip hip hooray, love. Photographs and sepia tones, so still the fire's barely fighting the cold.
Oh. Okay. From what I've gathered with that song, firstly, I think that should have been a previously released track. It just gives me off that vibe that if that was previously released, that would have done really, really well. That was actually an incredible song, and there's like a few snares and synths used throughout that. The instrumental wise, the use of the drums in this album so far are perfect. You needed the addition of them, and they just add that element to that extra layer to the song.
This is a cause for celebration.
There now, I love the flow he took with this. The approach he took with the vocal work and the flow is just crazy, and it's right up my alley. Yeah, I'm kind of very picky with flows. Not really picky, but when I hear like a certain flow, I fall in love with it straight away. And I can't really describe the flow because my likeness and flows kind of change and they differ. So when I hear it, I know straight away, if that makes sense. I don't know if people are like that, but this is the kind of flow I really like.
Hip hip hooray, love. Photographs and sepia tones,
Yeah.
so still.
So talking about the team, from what I'm gathering, firstly, there must be some personal meaning to the Overpass Graffiti, because in my mind it's a strange kind of comparison to make when you're talking about love, that or love will never fade, like Overpass Graffiti, basically kind of comparing their strength and their relationship to Overpass Graffiti. And then he was saying, "You will never be lost on me." Is he saying, is he talking about like his tattoos? Because I felt like maybe he has her name maybe tattooed on his body or something, and that she will never be lost on him. That, like Overpass Graffiti fading, that she will never be lost on me. I don't know. Maybe I'm going too deep into that one, but maybe it's just an overall, you will never be lost on me. Overall, I enjoyed that song. The themes used within, it's a romantic song, yet taking a different approach to like Shivers and First Times. Yeah, it's just one of those kind of groovy kind of vibe. It's a groovy vibe. It wouldn't be as much as a dance, a danceable kind of disco-esque track, but it still has a lot of meaning, a lot of baggage, and a lot of themes throughout. But it's still kind of like a mini dance, it's still mini danceable, where like you'd be sitting down listening and you'd be kind of slowly grooving. I must say, I'm a big fan of that one. The instruments throughout, the vocal work, the flow, the production. I must say the production so far is immaculate, and I'm a big sucker for production where you have to hear everything clear, and if something is overpowering the other thing, then it just doesn't work for me, and the whole song just gets distracting. But no, look, no flaws so far. Let's move on to number 6. It's called The Joker and the Queen.
How was I to know? It's a crazy thing. I showed you my hand, and you still let me win. And who was I to say that this was meant to be? The road that was broken brought us together, and I know you could fall for 1,000 kings and hearts that would give you a diamond ring. When I fold, you see the best in me, the Joker and the Queen.
Beautiful instrumental.
hearts that would give you a diamond ring. When I folded, you saw the best in me, the Joker and the Queen, the Joker and Queen.
Wow. Yeah, that was probably the most mellow track so far. You know, it was emotional, but you know, a lot slower than the previous ones. I don't think they're talking about cards. Honestly, like I love his songwriting so far. It's very beautiful, elegant, eccentric. It's just yeah, this one I'm gone with the variation and the approach he's taking by, you know, kind of expressing these similar themes so far throughout the album, you know, but he uses a different flow, a different approach, a different style to one another in each track. And this one so far, yeah, this one has been the most relaxing in a way, but yet emotional. It's sort of like, yeah, it's deep. It's deep, powerful, and yeah, I wouldn't know where to rank it so far though, in my opinion. I guess I just gotta wait to the end, and I will give you like my top 7 or something, my favorite 7 or 8, whatever way we do it. We are going on to number 7, which is Leave Your Life.
If I forget to say goodbye before I catch the plane, would you know the way that I feel when I'm away? We'll see the same sky tonight, but the stars are out of place. You'll never know the way to my heart. Every time I leave you, babe, it's hard to break the landing, but I'll see you again. Forever and now we'll be by your side. I know it can change from day to day, but this love will keep alive. I'm never gonna leave your life. I'm never gonna leave your life. It's hard to break the landing.
Wow, okay.
I'll see you again. Even at the times I'm miles away, you
What?
are always on my mind. Forever and now we'll be by your side. I know it can change from day to day, but this love will keep alive. I'm never gonna leave your life. I'm never gonna leave your life. If I forget to say goodbye before I catch the plane, would you know the way that I feel when I'm away?
Okay, if man, right. He basically just, yeah, he's just saying that I'm never going to leave you. You know, we're going to be in it for the long run. Don't worry about, you know, me packing my bags in the middle of the night and leaving. That's not going to happen. Just one thing that really got me in this one is the weird effing instrumental, bro, and the beat. What was happening? I was a bit confused. It was good, alright, and definitely it's intentional, okay, but I'm not too sure the thought process behind it. Maybe if I got a little bit of insight into what was going on with the, like at one stage, okay, look, just bear with me. First off, I thought there was a glitch in the music because it kind of like goes on, then stops, and then kind of like reverses. Look.
If I forget to say goodbye.
Okay, so it's like someone breathing into a microphone.
Would you know the way that I feel when I'm away?
And then the heartbeat comes into it.
Same sky tonight.
In a minute. Where is it?
But
Here.
I'll see
You can hear like doo 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 doo, and then it gets weird then near the end as well.
I'm never gonna leave your life. If I forget
Here.
to say goodbye before I catch the plane, would you
I
know
think-
the way that I
No, beautiful singing. His vocal is perfection, but I felt that was a bit distracting, man. I don't know. Overall, at one stage I thought he was doing a Jamaican accent. Listen to the way he says "by your side."
will be by your side?
I don't know. It sounds like a Jamaican accent or something. No, I like it. Don't get me wrong. You probably think I'm crapping on it, but it's a good track and really nice lyrics, a nice overall powerful message about love and relationship. But I think something went wrong in the beat and the instrumental. But I'm not digging on it. I'm not. Maybe it will come to my taste. Maybe if I listen to it again, maybe I'll understand it a bit more. But that was a bit distracting near the end. Anyway, we won't dread on it too long. We will move on to Collide, number 8 on the track, on the album. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've been in the rain, been on the rocks, but we found our way. We've ordered pizza to an aeroplane, slept on the beach like we were castaways.
What do you say?
We've been in the storm, been to an Irish bar in central Rome, driven to hospitals with broken bones. We shared a toothbrush and shared our home. We've seen the moon reflect on the rolling tide, been up at 5 a.m. watching the sunrise, because the world looks better when I'm by your side. Oh why, oh why, oh why, when you and I collide, you bring me to life, you bring me to life, you bring me to life. When you and I collide, you bring me to life, yeah, you bring me to life, yeah, you bring me to life.
Wow.
Head first, colliding. You lost your wedding ring, but I didn't mind, 'cause I got a feeling, baby, we'll be fine.
Whoa. Poor. That was strong. I felt like a lot of those personal things came, within the verses. He was talking a lot of personal stuff. The chorus was very catchy, beautifully sung. His vocal just gets better and better. But bro, I gotta point this out, my dude. The beginning of this, the instrumental, I thought we were breaking into Sympathy for the Devil by Rolling Stones. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man. And then he talked a lot of personal stuff that I couldn't really catch on to. Well, no, I did, but...
Oh yeah, we've been in the rain, been on the rocks, but we found our way.
That's fine.
We've ordered pizza to an aeroplane.
How can you order pizza to an aeroplane? And if you can do that, then count me in. I would love to order Domino's while I'm up in the air. I wonder how they actually get to me. But that is awesome.
Slept on the beach like we were castaways.
That's cool.
We've been in a storm. Been to an Irish bar in central Rome.
I would love that, going to an Irish bar in Rome.
Driven to hospitals with broken bones.
That's relatable.
Shared a toothbrush and shared our home.
Shared a toothbrush. That's where my guy... I kind of lost my thought there when he said share a toothbrush. You share a toothbrush? Ooh. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think I would share my toothbrush. Because, like, a toothbrush is a very personal belonging. And it's sort of... Isn't there germs? And like bacteria from the mouth and stuff. Maybe I'm looking into it too much. Sharing a toothbrush, okay. That's why this album is very personal. That's what I love. Like I mentioned before, like I mentioned at the beginning, he's opening up this casket of really personal stuff that he wants us to hear, and that just proves my point even more. And then he disses his girl for losing the wedding ring. Well, not disses, but he calls her out.
You lost your wedding ring, but I didn't mind.
He lost the wedding ring? Oh. Dang. Well, luckily he can afford another one. So maybe they got it replaced. Look, I'm gonna quit messing. I'm gonna quit messing with that one. Look, beautiful songwriting. The flow I really loved in this one. It's more, I feel like this is probably one of his best romantic tunes on the album, because it's so personal, and he's talking kind of like, you know, we went to an Irish bar in central Rome, stuff like that, went to hospitals with broken arms. He's kind of he's experiencing these things, and he's talking about it, he's singing about it, and a lot of people can relate to those things as well. It's not just his relationship. So, and that's why I feel like this song is more relatable to a lot of people, and I feel that it's probably his most personal and yet most romantic tune on the album so far. It's nice, really nice. Okay, we're going on to two-step.
I had a bad week, spent the evening pretending it wasn't that deep. You could see in my eyes that it was taking over. I guess I was just blind and caught up in the moment. You know you take all of my stress right down. Help me get it off my chest and out into the ether with the rest of this mess that just keeps us depressed. We forget that we're here right now, cause we're living life at a different pace, stuck in a constant race. Keep the pressure on, you're bound to break. Something's got to change. We should just be cancelling all our plans and not give a damn if we're missing out on what the people think is right. Seeing through a picture behind a screen and forget to be, lose the conversation for the message that you'll never read. I think maybe you and me, oh, we should head out to the place where the music plays, and then we'll go all night. All my troubles standing up, and when I'm in your eyes, electrified, we'll keep turning up and go all night. We had dips and falls in our time, but we know what it feels to be low then up, alone then love, and all we need is us to go all night, night. Two-stepping with a woman I love, night, yeah. All we need is us to go all night, night, night. Two-stepping with a woman I love, night, yeah. All we need is us to go all night.
All we need is for us to go all night. Two-step. Is he talking about sex? That was nice. Ed Sheeran rapping. Yeah, it is sort of a thing you have to get used to, and I've heard him rap before on the collaborations album with 50 Cent and Eminem, and he was actually quite good in that, and I think that was the song he actually expressed his marriage. Was it like he not admitted, it was like he finally revealed he was married, or was that before? I'm not too sure. It was around that time anyway. He revealed he was married. finally, like he probably was married a while at that time, but he finally revealed it through a song or something. I don't know, but yeah, I for what I know, I do realize Ed Sheeran looks up to Eminem a lot, and maybe Ed Sheeran gets influenced, maybe he gets help from Eminem when it comes to rapping, and for Ed Sheeran to be this kind of pop and romantic singer, you wouldn't think he'd be able for rap, but he actually does it quite well. Two-Step with the Woman I Love. Yeah, I don't want to dig too deep into the lyrics in that one, but yeah. So far, the majority of the album has been about his wife, and not much about his kid. It's about family, really. Even if he's singing about his wife or loved one, it's still family in general. Yeah, two-step. Awesome. Stop the Rain. We're going on to Stop the Rain. Let's go.
Another human cloud to bring you down when you blew the last away. And bring out a poison tongue, a plastic crown, but for me they look the same. Sometimes it can get all too much for me, and that's why the photograph gets burnt, though the matching gasoline. Don't let the ones who hurt you see you cry. Tomorrow is another day. You cannot stop the rain, no way. Holding an umbrella when the gray clouds come over again. Trying to find something real, but it's not the game they play. Pretending that the weather is in your mind and you got no one to blame. But that's just the way I feel. You cannot stop the rain. You cannot stop the rain, no way. Holding an umbrella when the gray clouds come over again. Trying to find something real, but it's not the game they play. Pretending that the weather is in your mind and you got no one to blame. But that's just the way I feel. You cannot stop the rain. And you got no one to blame. But that's just the way I feel. You cannot stop the rain, no way. Holding an umbrella when the gray clouds come over again. Trying to find something real, but it's not the game they play. Pretending that the weather is in your mind and you got no one to blame. But that's just the way I feel. You cannot stop the rain. No, can't stop the rain.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually pretty groovy, pretty funky, pretty punchy, pretty upbeat. You cannot stop the rain. Yeah, you can't really stop the rain, but he's not really talking about stopping the rain. It's more kind of bad days. It's more in terms of talking about your relationship, in terms of, yeah, you can have ups and downs, just when there's a kind of a cloudy day, a rainy day, it's like everybody gets their bad days, but at the end, like, you've no one to blame. Kind of, I'm trying to analyze that song a bit more. Just from my first listen, it was pretty tough, but I, in my brain, from what I've gathered, it's sort of, bad days in a relationship, kind of hard times, and that you can't stop the rain, and you've no one to blame, and you just got to work through it, and there will be ups and downs, but that's the whole journey of a relationship, that you just got to work through it together, and the rain will eventually stop. Yeah, I gotta maybe listen to that one after again. I'm not too sure. But no, that was good. I liked it. It was nice vocal work. Instrumental was pretty cool. It's just a nice tune. So like what I'm saying is, like, the instrumental in this, there's a lot of funky instrumentals used here. The one from Leave Your Life has gotten me confused, but still there is a nice variation of instrumentals used in beats, and drums and double drums and guitars, everything combined. Production is good on that one too, and this is still a very kind of danceable song. You know, if you heard it, you'd still be dancing to this song. Okay, we are going on to track number 11. It's called Love in Slow Motion.
It's been a while since we've been alone, so turn off the world and the telephone. I need to tell you you're beautiful, 'cause it's been a while, and I apologize. I just get caught up in the rat race I'm running, chasing a moment I'm hoping is coming. If I stop to take a look around, it's in front of my eyes. Baby, let's slow down time. Maybe just press rewind. One-on-one by the candlelight, over and over we spend our lives, living fast forward but not tonight. Love in slow motion.
Nice vocal. Slow motion. Okay, yeah, I understand what is happening here. Yeah, he's basically saying that he barely spent time with his wife. He was always caught up in the moment, caught up in work, caught up in the next big thing, working on his stuff. And yeah, like it comes into that again. Like this whole album has a very similar theme, like in terms of spending time with your loved ones now, putting away phones, putting away work, just living for the moment. And this song expresses that once again. And you know, one thing, like I hate to say it, but this song expresses so much about him staying at home and staying with, you know, his family and spending time with them. But did they not miss him when he was in the recording studio doing this one? Or does that song kind of reflect that he was working on this album and, you know, I'm just going to give it a break tonight and we're going to have a nice evening, a nice night, Love in Slow Motion, because we've been kind of in fast forward. We were in fast forwardness, you know, I was working on this and I just want things to just slow down in slow motion and just spend this night with you until I have to carry on and working on the album again. So maybe that's what this is. Yeah, I just heard as well that Ed Sheeran has COVID. So I hope everything is okay, and that he comes out strong. I'm truly loving this album, but this is just me in a turned off moment right here. I don't want to be digging at him. I don't want to be giving him a diss, but it would be pretty ironic that if he does this album touring and he's talking about spending so much time with his family and his wife, and he's out touring in different countries, you know, no, look, you know, it's the beauty of the album. He has to go out and put, you know, food on the table for his family. He has to make his money. So look, props to him. He's doing an incredible job. He took some time off and he is back with this superb record, you know? So, good job. We are going on to Visiting Hours. Yes, I have heard Visiting Hours and it's a very sad track. Ugh. Just have like tissue ready when you're listening to this one.
Visiting hours, so I could just show up and bring the news that she's getting older. And I wish that you met her. The things that you learned from me, I got them all from you. Can I just stay a while and we'll put all the world to rights? The little ones will grow and I'll still drink your favorite wine. And soon they're going to close, but I'll see you another day. So much has changed. I wish that heaven had visiting hours, and I would ask them if I could take you home. But I know what they'd say, that it's for the best. So I will live life the way you taught me and make it on my own. And I will close the door, but I will open up my heart. And everyone I love will know exactly who. 'Cause this is not goodbye, it is just till we meet again. So much has changed since you've been away.
Damn. It's just, it's self-explanatory, the theme and the message behind it. You wouldn't want to be listening to this song if you're very, very sad or in a down mood, or it's when he sings this live on his tour, he's going to get people sobbing. It's one of them. What I like about this one is it's different. It's talking more about loved ones. People can relate to it. Everybody has lost a loved one, and wishing that you could see them again, and and tell them all the stories, tell them what you've been up to, show them pictures. It's a very relatable story, and it's sad. It gets you down. There's nothing else to say about it. It's just one of those beautiful tracks. Fantastic. Okay, we are going on to our second last track. This is called Sandman.
You were loved before you had arrived. Every day that love just multiplies. Daddy made your bed and your lullaby. Mama made the mobile in the sky. Loving you is easy, but life will not always be. Fall into the world of your song. Over the flower fields we'll fly. We'll count the fish in the sky. Honeybees and birds sing your song. Whatever you feel can never be wrong. Come along for the ride, and in a shake of a lamb's tail we'll go. Be still now and close your eyes and dream. Hanging out with the Sandman. You look so sweet, my child. Hanging out with the Sandman. Although there's rain outside, you'll be warm and dry. The thunder and the lightning won't hurt you now. So go to sleep, my love. We're hanging out with the Sandman. We're hanging out with the Sandman. We're hanging out with the Sandman. We're hanging out with the Sandman.
Okay, so overall, that's basically a dedication to his child. That was really nice. If I just had one thought, well, not one thought, but like here at the beginning, if I'm being honest, when that first played, I thought there was an ad. It's sort of the instrumental you would hear when a YouTube ad pops up. And I'm not really dissing it. It is kind of catchy, but that's the first thing that came to my head. But talking about the overall song, beautiful lyrics. You know, the child is going to appreciate that song, you know, when it's older. And they're hanging out with the Sandman. I love that bit when he sings that. The flow in this is just perfect. The production is pristine. Everything about this track is really nice. Instrumental, yeah, it's, you know, it's a lullaby, so it has to have that kind of kid-friendly sort of tune. But look, very melodious. I like the rhythm. Tuneful, punchy, joyful. Very dreamy, sleepy. Get it? You know, lullaby. Okay, look, we're going on to our last track, which is called Be Right Now. Okay.
A lifetime starting to feel like it's falling short of the mark, but it's all that we got. Every teardrop, every wrong turn made the moment we found. And it's coming around, 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 around. There's nothing but the space we're in. The hurry and the noise shut out. Just stay here and be right now. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Stay here and be right now. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. We can turn the whole world down and listen to the in-between. We are the sound. There's nothing but the space we're in. The hurry and the noise shut out. Just stay here and be right now.
Wow. Radio, that is the end of Equals by Ed Sheeran. Be Right Now, that was a very nice tune. Once again, it's sort of living in the moment, forgetting everything else that's going on and just appreciating what you have. It kind of comes to a close, and it's a nice outro. It sums the whole album up. And, you know, between the intro and the outro, like I mentioned before, you have to have, I think the opening track and the ending track are very important, and I think it tells the story quite well. The production of the whole album is so nice, and his vocal got better and better each time, and it's the approach he took. He changes up his vocal work, and every song is a fresh experience, a new take on the story and the themes, and I just had a really good time kind of analyzing what was going on. And it's a very personal album, and I mentioned this at the beginning as well. Like, he kind of poured his heart and soul into this and expressed all of his emotions. I love when an artist really expresses what's going on inside and kind of putting it all on paper and giving it to the audience. It's like it's a love letter. I kind of appreciate him for kind of expressing so much, and you know, he even admits that, you know, he was kind of so focused on work in the past, and you know, he had bad habits with drink and stuff, and he was kind of letting go of life, and it was kind of dragging him down. And now, once he kind of saw the light, and once he sort of had his kid, his life changed, and that's just beautiful, you know. And kind of embracing this into embracing his life event and his past into an album is just, you can't get better than that. You can't. Okay, so in no particular order, Shivers, First Times, Bad Habits, Overpass Graffiti, Collide, Stop the Rain, and Visiting Hours. But if I were to give an 8, I'd probably give it to Sandman or Be Right Now. Yeah, everything about that was just class, and it's always tough when it comes down to picking favorites. But like I mentioned before, just because I didn't pick one or the other, it doesn't mean I dislike it. Right, I think that's a wrap. I have been Blizzards. Thank you very much for watching. If you're new around here, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell to get notified with every video upload. But for now, I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.
Ooh, I